So I have already done it. So if you are not done, you can just follow these steps. Okay, so I'm not doing it again because it will overwrite. So this one is done, right? So Ganache is a tool basically used for deploying our network, blockchain network basically. So So here two things will come. One is quick start and new workspace. So if you want to create new workspace, you can open it new workspace. If you have already done some work in that workspace, so that you can upload that work. Okay, network, because some transactions will be available inside that. So I'll just do quick start so that it will start freshly with 0 blocks and 0 accounts. Okay. So here you can observe this, because initially actually this was the setup. This is actually initial setup where you will find account details. Now I am in account icon. Okay, so inside account you are having 10 accounts. This is by default whenever you launch your application Ganache. So this will just give 10 accounts initially. Okay, 0 to 9. With that, this one is public address through which you can do transactions and you can identify the user, and balance is 100 ethers. Okay, so this one we can increase. I will show you. Transactions count is specifically related to this address only. Okay, consider this is a person. Transactions are related to this person, and index is just a serial number they have given for each transactions. This one is private key. So this one will help when we install MetaMask, but here we are not showing any MetaMask because this private key. Without this private key, we cannot make transactions. Okay, this one is clear, right? Inside this, we are having address of a public and balance of 100 ethers, transactions count, index, and public key. Okay, inside block, we'll be having all the blocks created. Okay, so I have told you in a smart contract we have to deploy it inside a block only. Okay, so when it comes to inside a block, so whatever the content we have to write inside a block through transactions. Okay, so here 0 blocks are there because we have not done any transactions. So transactions details and contract events and logs. Okay, so what you will be doing whenever transactions happens, it will come in a log. Okay, this is done. So suppose if I want more accounts with more ethers, because all the ethers are getting empty and balance is getting empty, so I just want to test it for more accounts and more. Yes, hello. Okay, so if suppose if I want to increase more accounts and more ether balance, so I can do that. I can go to here, settings. Workspace is just a name, it has given automatically. Quick start. Servers, this is server details. This is loopback address. Okay, port number. Through this port will be connecting to remix tool. Okay, so this is network id and accounts and keys. So here we can make 100 accounts. If you make 1000, it will show you it must be 1 and 100. It should not be greater than 100 and not less than 1. Okay, it should be greater than 1 and less than 100. So here I'll give, don't give 100 number. So please, because your system will hang, it will take a lot of time to load the application again, because I have to set the values and restart it again, because in order to show 100 accounts, it will take a lot of time. I'm just changing it to 15 accounts. So this value you can change it to anything. Maximum amount they have given is, at least it should be 0. Okay, it showing here. Okay, so I can give any value. Maximum I can use here I'm giving 1000. Okay, save and start. So here you can observe this 0th index is starting and this one is 1000. Okay, and if you just scroll down, there are 15 accounts. Okay, starting from index 0 to 15. Okay, so this is just part of Ganache. Okay, so Ganache is basically is just a GUI, graphical user interface, which it feels like what's happening in the backend. You can visualize it. Okay, by seeing just interpretation of in the front end it's showing. Okay, so here gas price it shows, gas limit, gas price. What it shows is there is something. Suppose if you want to run your vehicle, you need petrol, you need a fuel, right? So basically, so it's similarly a fuel, we can say gas price. So gas price is only used in ethers. Okay, Ethereum tool, not any other tool. Okay, so this will not be applicable to any other. Gas price is basically for suppose consider you are doing some mathematical equations, so considering 2 plus 2 subtraction, addition, multiplication, division. So they will assign some gas prices to each operation. Okay, so in the similar way, so for each transactions it will assign some gas limit. So if it goes behind that gas limit, it will not happen that transaction. Okay, that's where gas limit comes into picture. Okay, so RPC server is nothing but where you are running your on which port you are running your server. Okay, so here you can see mining status is auto mining. Okay, any efficient mining tool it will be using in the backend mining algorithm. Okay, so that's about the Nash tool. Now, so you have downloaded it, right? So you just double click on that. By double clicking, just if you are using Windows, it will launch automatically. If you just double click and install, if you press install, okay, and you will directly see quick start or Ethereum. I mean, already existing workspace. If you have any existing workspace, you can click or else directly click on quick space. Okay, and you will directly see this page. And we'll see, you can just observe here current block is 0 and blocks are 0, transactions 0. We have not done any transactions, so now we will do transactions. How? So this is a tool called Remix. Remix is basically designed. Okay, so for who are late, I'll just show you. You can just click this remix.ethereum.org. Okay, got it right? Okay, remix.ethereum.org. This is specifically designed for to run the Solidity language. Okay, so after this you can just see here there are some already pre-existing some Solidity functions are there. Solidity is something kind of a special language specifically designed for smart contracts, which always starts with name contract. Okay, so validate, if you just click on ballot, it will open. So please everyone you can just do it. It's a very easy, nothing to install here. Okay, please follow the instructions carefully. Nothing it's not that much difficult, it's very easy one. So this ballot is actually election system. Okay, this ballot box, how it works, they have designed it in a smart contract. This Solidity is a language used for to write the contract. Okay, so if you observe here, this they have given this version number. Okay, this version is very important because many times they have changed a lot of versions. Okay, I'll show you where they have changed it. So please keep these versions similarly, otherwise you will end up in error. Okay, and this is contract name, starts with contract keywords. Okay, and this as usual normal program how you write in our day-to-day life. Okay, structure they are using, and vote. So all the functions are there individually, they have written winning proposal. Okay, so this is clear, right? You can go through this is constructor because initially they assign some of the values, how many candidates should be set. So this is written in Solidity language. This whole thing is written in Solidity language, which is specifically designed for to write the contract. Okay, so there are many other Solidity are available. You can just go through. Some of the easy ones are there. Okay, so now if you just click on this, okay, this will show all the Solidity language smart contracts written is available here. If you just click on this, it shows Solidity compiler. Okay, Solidity compiler, I showed you lot of versions are there. Okay, please don't change this anything because you will end up in error. Because a lot of times they have changed a lot of things inside a language. Okay, this auto set nothing to do. Okay, so auto compile is set. If it is not set, please set it. Okay, auto compile. So here you can see my contract name. Okay, once it is compiled, it's done now. Okay, it's compiled actually, it will show here, otherwise it won't. Okay, is everything getting right, understanding? So this is compiler. If you are not finding any compiler, so please you can ask me, I will show you how to, because here it's a plugin manager. Okay, so plugin manager is nothing but what are the requirements is needed for you. By default, Solidity compiler is set, Solidity unit testing is set, deploy and run transaction. These three are set. If it is not set in your system, so you can just go here, scroll down, just scroll down, you can just find here. Okay, suppose if I just deactivate this, if you just deactivate it, it will come here. Okay, so if you activate it again, it will go back to the same active models. Okay, so I hope this is clear. If you didn't find anything like this, you can just go and activate. So these are plugins whatever you want to add, but I have not used many things inside this, whatever the things I required, because I need only these three things where I can deploy my smart contract when I run and test. Okay, so one thing, and next thing is this deploy and run transactions. So I hope everyone has downloaded the tool. Okay, this Ganesh. So you can just observe here, I will connect these two. So by default, if you go here, just connect to web3 provider. Okay, so here I have to give my path. Okay, then connect. Okay, you can just check here, there are 1000 ethers with the name, it's taking first address. You just observe here, there are 10 accounts with 100,000 ethers each. So initially it was not there. Okay, you are able to observe it, right? This one is starting with, I can show you from the beginning if you just refresh it. So there are 100 other ethers and it will be provided this one. Okay, so by default, without connecting to this also we can test, but what we are trying to prove is we can visualize, okay, how many blocks are created, how many transactions are done. That we cannot see here. Okay, there is nothing, only console is there through which you can just observe that transaction is success or not. Okay, this is console where you will see your whether transaction is happening or logs we can check. Okay, so we are connecting to this Ganache and we can visualize it. So go to run deploy and run transactions. So here already 100 ethers are there. So this account we have to reset by providing the accounts that are present inside this Ganache tool. Okay, so go to environment, web3 providers. So it will ask for the entry point. And just provide the loopback address along with that port address. Okay, 7545. So here also this Ganache tool is working on this port 7545 along with loopback address. Okay, so this will also connect to that port. You can just check here, automatically it changes to 1000. Okay, this is clear. So now my contract is ready here. I'll just deploy it. So my contract is deployed. This shows my contract is deployment success. Okay, this green mark will shows, okay, true, transaction made and executed success. So you can observe here, once your deployment is success, you can just check here deployed contracts. You can deploy it again. Okay, so if you just deploy it again it will show one more with one more address. Okay, so here two things can be observed. So one is this ether is reduced to 999.99. It means it has taken some ethers, it is consumed some ethers. Okay, right? So it is consumed some ethers. Why it is consumed? Because I have told you smart contract should be within a block. Okay, so now you can check here, current block is 1. So everyone is able to see this, right? Current block is 1. I'll just go to blocks. So block miner, you can just see the timings. Okay, one transaction is there. If you just click on that, contract creation, this is transaction data which you'll not understand. Okay, everything is clear. If you have any doubt, if you want me to show things again, anything is missing from your side, you just follow things accordingly. Okay, you will be able to follow. This is very easy steps, nothing difficult, unlike you have to do some commands. So contract is created from address to is just a creation of contract. Okay, so whenever next time I do transactions, it has to pass through contract. Okay, so my from address will be my address, means a public address, from address, public address will be contract address. Okay, so here you can see blocks are created. One block is created because for the deployment I'm deploying my contract into a block and transactions. So one transaction I have made. So this one is actually basically not made by a person. Okay, so here you can see this person will be owner. So until unless if he is a owner, he cannot we cannot do anything. Okay, so normal person, unless he is a owner, he cannot deploy or do anything. Only owner can deploy the contract. Okay, so you can just change the accounts here, 1000 ethers. Okay, and two more things need to be observed here. One is ABI file and bytecode. Okay, this is under Solidity compiler. So one, we have all the Solidity contracts available. Another one is a Solidity compiler, where we have to set our version. It will take automatically. Don't set anything, don't change version number, because it will give error. We have tried previously, that's why. Okay, we are just suggesting you to keep it as it is. If it is giving error, definitely it's a version error. So because these are all already free set Solidity contracts to test. Okay, to check how things are working. Okay, auto compile. Okay, so once we compile, our contract will come here. Once the compilation is success, okay, you can just observe here, publish on IPFS is there, which is we are not going to use it. We are not going to publish anything on that. So once we deploy it on IPFS, no, so it will be available everywhere. So through that hash, we can access it. I'll show you how to use that. Okay, so ABI file is there. So ABI file is nothing but whenever we wanna use this contract. Okay, so this one is copied actually. This is in it's also a bytecode kind of thing. So it will be passed to JavaScript, so which can be used while along with JavaScript. So my contract is inside this ABI file. Okay, once the compilation is success. So this tool is basically for Solidity programming. So deploy and run transactions. Once the compilation is success, I can deploy it. So if you do one more deploy, it can do. Again, you can check here. Okay, this will, and now he will be the owner of this ballot. Since it's a ballot, it will be under control of government. Okay, it's not like someone is doing obviously someone will be doing from the back end, but he'll be the government authority. Okay, so this one is related to this ballot, and this one will be related to the second one. We can delete here. So currently you have no contract instance to interact. Okay, you can just deploy it again deploys there. Okay, so these are all things clear, right? Here compiler, once you compilation success, otherwise if you have anything any error, it will show here. Okay, if it is, or it will show here contract error is there. So once deployation is success, it will show a green mark and it will tell that education succeed. Okay, so then we can deploy it. If you just expand this, we can show we can see all the functions written inside contract. Okay, you can just check here, delegate, give right to vote and vote. Okay, if you just check here, these are all give right to vote, delegate, these are all functions, vote and winning proposal. Okay, there are 4 functions inside this contract. One is give right to vote, another one is delegate. So delegate is here, give right to vote is here, then vote is here. Okay, then winning proposal, then who will be the winner. These all 4 are there, and all 4 here. Okay, so now we'll try to vote. Okay, so I just gave one address here. Yeah, I have given right to vote to that person. Okay, can just check here. Every time you just observe this, some ethers will be consumed because transactions are happening. Already I have made three transactions. So for that, three transactions should be created inside Ganache. Okay, so here you can just see my transaction is success. Okay, I got right to vote. That address got right to vote. If you just go here current blocks, there are 4 blocks created. So here basically by default it is taking one transactions to one block. So but in general, in real scenarios, that will not be the case, because if you are storing one block and one transactions, it's a costly actually operation. So keeping that's why I told in Bitcoin we are having 1 MB of data which we can store around 500 transactions in one block. Okay, so as of now we made 4 transactions. If you just click on this contract call, so you'll find this always a contract call, because you will never see this as a you will never see this as a sender address. Okay, because once you make a transactions from your side, it's done. To contact address, to contact address is nothing but this is a contract address, sorry. So contract address which we got initially 1A9 is the contract address. Okay, so it's taking this contract, created contract, and address is 1A9. Okay, and here contract call is there from address to contract. So you can just observe this. This is a contract address, and that contract is created here. Okay, why it's taking this contract? I told you. Okay, so once we deployed a contract, it is done. We cannot modify it. So again, if you want to modify and deploy, we have to deploy new one. So that's why it's taking a contract creation. Again, one more time, if I did, so it's taking new contract. So by default, it will take the new one available. So new contract available one. That's why this one is showing new contract address. Okay. So this is clear. Okay.
Hello,
Yes,
Ragavendra.
yes ma'am.
Here, once you change the environment to Web3 provider, it
Yes, ma'am.
automatically gets connected to Ganache, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Those 10 accounts will come to this account box automatically, right?
Yes, ma'am. Correct, ma'am.
Yeah, manually you need not have to do anything.
Nothing, ma'am. So
Okay.
that's why
Yeah.
I'm showing.
Okay.
These
Okay.
two are very easy processes.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
showing.
No.
Yes,
No.
ma'am.
I heard you said, so I wanted to know. Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
Raghavendra.
So initially, Remix, you will get 10 accounts initially. So if you want to change it to that your network account, so this is my network account, and where I want to deploy my contract. So I
Yeah,
am
understood.
having,
All that I know. Yeah. Yeah. Thank
yeah.
you.
So
Right.
yeah, thanks. Okay, so I just want to vote to one person. Anyone? I'll just take. So I just made one vote, okay, through this account, and you can just see here. So again, it has taken some negligible amount of ethers, and this contract is also success. Okay, if you just click on voting proposal, actually it's not showing owner's proposal. Okay, so you can just observe here. All the transactions, total number of transactions are done, 11. So there are three functions. So whenever you give values, so inside a blockchain, whenever there is a value change inside that smart contract, okay, so these three are changing the values. So whenever I do vote count will change. Whenever I give right to that person, so that person's value will change. It may be from, if he is not having the right to vote is 0, so then I may be setting it to 1, where that is also a changing values. Okay, that's why they have given box here. So delegate, so the delegate who are participating. Okay, so I can give these values. So whenever there is a value change, there will be a smart contract. It will hit the smart contracts, and there is creation of transactions. I think I have created around 10 to 12 transactions here. Okay, you can just observe here, all these are contract call. Okay, this is done. So why winning proposal is not taking any transactions? So you can just observe here. I'll just click on, there are current block is 13. Okay, 13 blocks means 13 transactions are created. Okay, so for one transactions it is taking one block. So whenever I click on winning proposal, it will not take any contract, still it is 13. Okay, why? Because it's just displaying the values, it's not hitting smart contracts. So I told you, so sometimes it may hit smart contract, sometimes it may not hit. It's not like always the case, always he has to hit a smart contract. Okay, so if I click delegate, again it's showing smart contract hit. So you can just observe here, 14th block is created, and transactions are also 14. This is the recent one. How you can find it as a recent one? There will be a timestamp inside this. So what time it has created block. Okay, so 15:05 and 15:07. Okay, this is clear. So you can just take another smart contract, messenger. So in this messenger, you can observe here. I'll just restart things. So I'm just taking 10 or 20 accounts. I'll take just for change. Each one will be of 100 ethers. Okay, so now it's freshly designed. It's now fresh. There are zero blocks. There are transactions are zero. Okay, contracts. So as you can see here, there is a save button. If you save the things, you can reload. Okay, it's saved as able table. You can reload the things whenever you just reopen the Ganache. You can reload, so that all the transactions and all the blocks created will be automatically loaded. Okay, so this is one more contract. I'm just taken. I'll just close this messenger.solidity. So in this, you can just observe here. So this, he is the owner. Okay. So add string, so that he will just push the message. That's it, and we can view that message. Nothing he is doing. He's just taking a message. Owner. He just getting setting. That's it. Okay. In this, so owner is basically who deploys the contract. As I told you initially, first person whose ether was reduced. Okay, so he will be the owner. So now it's auto compile. So I'll just compile and give. It will show the name here, messenger.solidity. Okay, so if I go to deploy and run transactions, here I can see 100 ethers are there and 10 accounts. This I can change directly from web3 provider. It will ask for IP address. It is already self loopback address, self loop address, and this port you just have to change, because here in Ganache it's 7545, but here it was actually 8545. I'll just give this address. Okay, so you just observe here, it's 100 ethers with 20 accounts. Okay, so how to identify 7B0 is my first account with 7B0. Okay, this thing. So now I will deploy the contract. Okay, so rest of the things are already set, versions and everything is already preset. So my contract is deployed. It's success now. So if you just go to here, blocks, one block is created. Okay, and one transaction, that is contract creation. Okay, so if I just expand this, it's already there. Okay, uh, I'll just type hello, add, and count. So count is 1. Okay, so before that, whenever I type add, okay, one contract is created. So I clicked on both the things. One is add and one is count. Okay, so one is
Hello.
add. Yes, yes, ma'am. Hello. Yes, ma'am. We can hear you. Hello. So someone is on mute, or they just want to ask question. You can type, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
So we want to have our video or not?
You are able to see my screen, right? Hello. So you are able to see my screen? Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. So my screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So here I have clicked on two things. One is add. Okay, so this is for add part. Okay, so I am calling contract indirectly because I am passing a value so that this value will set. This message value will set. This is a very simple contract. Okay, so when you, if you wanna go for in a real time applications, this contract will be huge. Okay, this very simple contract, this messenger value will be set to hello, and count we are taking, just taking count function. So that count is just a display function. Okay, so I have clicked add once, so one transaction will be created, that is contract call, and block will be created, that is 2. Okay, and so count part is 1. So if I give 0, because get messages, so here also I am giving value. So this value is, I'm not changing anything. So inside a string I'm storing all the messages, whatever I am just typing here. Okay, so someone is on mute, please. So if I give,
Who's
hello, so if I give 0, this string will show hello. Okay, so if I give 1, nothing will show, because if you just check here, invalid opcode, because I have stored only one message that is in the 0th position, means in the string array I'm storing it at 0th position. So if I just type anything, Bangalore, I can type, so, and add. So again I clicked on add, so that my add value will change. So if you go here, this is again one more transaction, just contract call. Okay, so is this clear? Okay, so and here if I click on count, it is just a display function. So for this already current there are 3 transactions, so for this there will not be any transactions created. So message are 2 messages. If I just click on 1, okay, so it will just show help Bangalore. In the string array second position I am storing Bangalore. These two will not take any transactions. Okay, this is clear, I hope. So what you can learn here is you can create your contracts here. So whenever if you want to do big applications, okay, so if you go here, tutorials are there. So truffle is a very big network. Okay, so where you can write your own smart contracts in back end, and you can deploy it inside Ganache. You can visualize it. Okay, it's need not to be like you can use, there are many other tools are also available, so it's based on your requirements. Okay, so inside this truffle is basically used to deploy in the through command mode. Okay, if you don't want to use command mode, you can just use Remix. Okay, here it's everything is pre-built. You just go through this. Okay, they have deploying one coin. Okay, there are many things available on this website. That's about Remix tool and Ganache. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, I will move to IPFS. So if you have downloaded, you just double click, and whatever I showed you here, you can just connect to that through Web3 provider. So in Web3 provider, you just give the IP address of this URL server address. So this it will directly connect to the backend Ganache, so that you can deploy and you can test. This is a very simple Solidity program. Okay, I think we should move to next topic, that is IPFS. Okay. So I have already downloaded this folder. Okay, so this is for specifically for Linux and Mac OS. So for Windows, you can just take any IPFS for Windows. This installation doc. So here it is there. Okay, so for 64-bit and for 32-bit. So for 64-bit, you can download it, and you can just directly unzip and run. I'll just give the instructions because I have requirement file here. I prepared it, but I couldn't. Okay, so I have already downloaded IPFS. This is link is for that only. I'll just show you how things will work for IPFS. So I'll untar the file. So I hope you are able to see my screen. If you can't see, just let me know. So this is visible. Okay. So my file is here. So I'm just unzipping and doing just everything in front of you people so that you can understand the things. What I did is just I moved my file to bin folder so that I can access from anywhere. Okay, so if I just type ipfs help, I will get all the commands related to ipfs. Okay. Okay, so here a basic command is init. Okay, so init is basically initialize ipfs local configuration. So where once I do initialization, my system will become server. Okay, so there are a lot of things are there related to network and tools. So what we'll be using is just we'll do basic commands. We'll follow just these things. So now I'll just initialize my ipfs. I think you are able to see my screen, right? So I'm just initializing it. Once the initialization done, I will get my peer identity that is starts with QM. So this is actually its peer identity, but in my system it will be different. Okay, so once this generates through this, I can identify my system as a peer identity. So here everything is in terms of hash only. Okay, and once it is done, so I can so my system act as a server. So after that I have to run daemon server here. Okay, so once it run as a daemon server, so it's like I can add and download the file through ipfs command. So initially before this I had done it in Linux. This is the first time I am running it here. So I'm opening one more command prompt because this will be running in the backend. Okay, that should be kept running always. I don't know. So init is actually taking a lot of time to initialize this IPFS. So if you go to pfs.io, so you will find all the details here, and just go to docs or installation files. Okay, so before that, just wanna show you that how it will work. Previously I have uploaded some of the pics. This is IP address of that. You can just I will just type ipfs.io/ipfs/at. Okay, so it always starts with QM. Okay, I don't know, some pics are not coming. This one is also not working. Okay, yeah, this one is coming, thank God. Okay, finally. So if you just check here, this is just uh, lab report. It's a sugar test lab report. We just tried to upload using IPFS. Previously we did it using this. So once it is uploaded, it will upload to the main server. We don't know where this because it will like combine all the systems, so it can store anywhere. So don't try to upload any personal information on the IPFS. Okay, it is secure, but because hash is there, so whenever it tries to modify, this hash value will change. Okay, these two, I think I should run it in the same way. It was coming previously. I don't know now.
Raghavendra,
Yes, ma'am.
uh, from the Ethereum database, from the world state, it will be written to this IPFS, or how do we integrate Ethereum and IPFS?
Yes, ma'am. So what we did it in our application, I'll just tell my example how I made
Yeah.
use of these things in research. So
Mhm.
I used blockchain and this IPFS.
Mhm.
So blockchain basically for transactions I used. Okay.
Yeah,
So
that is
yeah,
Ethereum.
that is Ethereum.
Okay.
Okay. So IPFS file whatever I am having, I am uploading it to IPFS. So
And
I am taking hash of that file. That
Mhm.
hash I am storing it inside blockchain, so that my IP address is that my hash is safe inside blockchain, and my file is also safe, so that it cannot be modified.
Actually, this in this case, that means you are only it is for document data storage, I believe.
Dot, yes, ma'am. And along with that, you can launch your website as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
on IPFS itself, you can launch your website, so that if you are outside of that network, if so, once your website is uploaded to the IPFS, you can access anywhere.
Actually, means Ethereum is only used in this case in your application to hash it and store it securely.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Along with that,
Another
we are storing some
another
documents
part
notes there.
another part what I had read was IPFS.
Yes, ma'am.
Whatever we have data in the world state and the account state, that we have to interface it to IPFS, and then means we can do all the AI applications, ML applications. Means we'll have a database. We can work on the database. Means after decoding.
Okay, ma'am.
Have you
So,
tried that?
no, ma'am, that part we haven't tried. But here, if you go here, actually, IFFS, your peer has to be registered for that.
Hmm. Okay.
So then only you can access to the available, because it's like your system has to be connected to that network before
Ah,
accessing something.
yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Because IPFS is one IPFS and Big Chain DB. These
Yes,
are
ma'am.
the two interfaces to interact at the back end with the blockchain platform, be it Ethereum or the Hyperledger platforms. So for Ethereum, they have, I think some of them have implemented like that way, isn't it?
It's actually application independent, madam. So Hyperledger, it's having its own applications.
No, I'm saying
So,
for example, Ethereum only you take.
yes, ma'am.
In Ethereum only, uh, we can interface either Big Chain DB, or we can interface this IPFS.
IPFS.
For
Yes.
yeah, uh, for the after the transaction, whatever is there in the data, we should the since you are in a company, you should have, for example, this data only, whatever you have showed, that sugar means testing data and all, you
Yes, ma'am.
need at the other end after that transaction has been completed and validated. That is, the world state has changed and the account state also has changed, and then you have an access. We need a mechanism to interface. I think, as you said, there should be an interface module between the database, between this Ethereum and the IPFS. Have you come across this one?
Ma'am, what we have designed is like for single organization, so hospital
Okay.
organization.
Okay, very good.
So, yes, ma'am. So we registered doctors and some means registered in the sense we have taken accounts, so
Hmm.
that considering some people are doctors, and
Hmm.
there is one
Okay.
more interface will come, that is MetaMask. So
Hmm.
where MetaMask will take the transactions.
Yes.
So yes, ma'am. So basically, it takes accounts from the Ganache, and it will
Hmm.
also read the values that are present in Ethereum.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I think
uh,
you might have come across that. So inside that, it will just show number of transactions. I mean,
yeah.
if you want to do slow transactions, fast transactions,
Uh,
based on that, it
yeah.
will deduct some amount.
Now, suppose if this same record, like after all the blockchain, it has to come, there should be some interface between the backend outside world and this Ethereum through the IPFS. So how
Madam,
can
actually, person who is not who is outside the network, they cannot access. So before that, they have to register to the network. That is the
yeah,
basic idea.
that is
Yes,
a basic concept. I
yes,
agree.
yes, ma'am.
One person who is there, he will be a part of the network. He'll be in the know as he'll have his public key, he will have his private key, and he will
Yes, ma'am.
register. After that registration only, he will be a participant in that network.
In that
Okay.
network.
So he should be means then this type of data have you extracted as a
Uh,
participant or something? I just wanted to know that. Whatever you submit the transaction
yes, ma'am.
at the
Madam,
back
actually,
end, it will take.
even this value you can access from your side. If you just type ipfs.io
Mm-hmm.
slash IFFS slash this hash just you can just see here actually
Yeah, yeah.
I have stored these IPF this
Uh,
values here. So if you
yeah.
want, I can just view this. Actually, I'm
Uh,
not able to access this chart box here. It's
uh-huh.
actually blocked for me. You can just
Okay.
check. So otherwise, you can just type ipfs.io
Uh-huh.
slash
Okay.
ipfs slash this hash value. This hash is specifically for this record only. So
Only
if you
for
just
this.
yes, ma'am. So this is one
Yeah.
is already we have uploaded, so that's why it's coming.
Hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this is at means this is at the input side because we want to submit the transaction. We can't submit this whole transaction as a file. You are submitting through the ECDSA algorithm and the keys and all, and then this itself will be transmitted to the IPFS, isn't it?
Okay, ma'am. So what we are doing is we are taking this document.
Okay.
So okay, so actually it's not working.
Hmm.
So if I give IPFS add,
Hmm.
IPFS add,
Okay.
suppose considering there are many files are there inside this,
Mm-hmm.
I can take
Hmm.
any. Suppose Ganesh I can take.
Okay.
So if I give this value,
Hmm.
so this will add to the IPFS through. So because my system will act as server, so this will
Mm-hmm.
upload it to
Correct.
the IPFS. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So yes, ma'am. So once I upload this, I will get
Okay.
this hash value like this.
Yes,
So
yes,
what?
yes, yes, that is there. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
yeah. Uh,
So
that the
through
system
this
will
hash,
provide because there is a module in that one to generate those hashes,
yes, ma'am.
SHA-256
SH,
hashes. That module is there.
SH2.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah.
Correct.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So we are storing because our document should be safe and our IFFS
Yes,
hash value should be safe. So
yes,
that
exactly, exactly. Thank you,
yeah,
thank you, thank
yeah.
you.
No. So actually, I'm sorry for that because my this one is not working actually. So I think it's telling like IPFS daemon is running. I'll just try with excuse me. Okay. So it's telling daemon is running. I'll just upload any one of the file. Uh, so, okay. Let's add. So yeah, it's actually there are some problems. I'm really sorry to inconvenience. So if I ever get a chance to show you demo on any other, it will not take more than half an hour. So I'll request Babu sir to just give me some another like next day or some other day.
Okay, now it is.
No, sir.
Hello.
Actually, yes, sir. So what I wanted to show you is Ganesh and remix I showed, sir. But actually, I wanted to show this main part actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not running.
Okay, you do one thing.
Any
If it
other
is not
day,
possible,
yes, yes, sir.
any other day, okay, if time permits, that we're going to schedule in another half an hour session.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Half an hour. Yes.
Okay. So if that is the case, means so can we? So it is you are done.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So participants, so any queries until now, because there is an issue with the, because the resource, it is a temporary unavailability showing here. So if any queries until now, so you are welcome to ask. We have time, we have ample time here. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Yes, yes. If you
No
have
question, sir.
no questions.
No
Okay.
question, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so if this is the case, means so we're going to wind up today's afternoon session. Okay, so in the meanwhile, if you have any doubts regarding this installation process and all, means I'll be asking Ragavendra to share the documents how to install, and to share the help document also. So it will be very helpful for you. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
on
I'll be
this.
sharing all the PPTs and documents.
Okay, so he'll be sharing the PPTs with me, and the materials also. So on this occasion, so I would like to thank Raghavendra on behalf of Malnad College of Engineering, Asan. Okay, so thank you for 2 sessions. Okay.
Thank you, Anand, sir, for giving me an opportunity. So sorry for the inconvenience. That
Okay, okay. So it's okay. No issues, no issues. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. See, we'll be giving a quiz at the last day. Okay. So because there is a mess up yesterday because of the link. So last day we're going to give the quiz. So you make sure that you're going to attend that quiz, because after attending the quiz itself only, you'll go, your certificates will be downloaded from the AICT website. Okay. So keep learning. So thank you. Bye bye for the day 2. So we're going to come up with
Thank you,
day
sir.
3 with an enthusiastic professor. Professor is waiting. Okay, in tomorrow's morning session. So Professor Bankar Madam will going to handle the 2 sessions. So it will be very interactive. So please join as early as possible. Thank you. Okay, so we'll be sharing the feedback now. So please give your valuable feedback. So thank you. Bye-bye.